Chapter 1. The Perfect Schedule Crashes. Jean Rouet adjusted the strap of his glasses and glanced once more at his laptop screen. The team's weekly calendar was perfectly balanced. Practice sessions, strategy meetings, physical training, sponsor calls, all locked into the minute. Nothing left to chance. His phone buzzed. New email from HR. Please meet new event coordinator Lin Mei at 9 a.m. Jean Rouet sighed. Change was never his friend. At exactly 8:59 a.m., the office door slammed open with the kind of energy that could power a small city. "Good morning, Jean Rouet," chirped a voice so bright it nearly blinded him. Jean Rouet looked up to see Lin Mei standing in the doorway, a walking whirlwind of color, bright patterned blouse, mismatched socks, and an enormous grin plastered across her face. In her hands she brandished a folder bursting with multicolored post-it notes and glittery stickers. "Lin Mei, right?" Jean Rouet said cautiously, standing to shake her hand. "Yep. Your new best friend," she said with a wink. Jean Rouet swallowed hard. "Let's start with the schedule, shall we?" Lin Mei threw her folder down on his desk, and the entire neat stack of papers teetered before toppling off. "Oh no." Jean Rouet groaned, diving to save the precious documents. "Don't worry, we'll make room for some fun." Lin Mei laughed. Jean Rouet sat back, rubbing his temples. "I was told you're here to organize events for the team. Have you reviewed the championship schedule?" Schedule. "It's meant to be broken," Lin Mei said dramatically, waving her hands as if casting a spell. Jean Rouet blinked. "Broken?" "Exactly. I'm proposing a surprise fan meet-and-greet event this Friday. Think of the publicity." She slapped a colorful flyer down. "Cosplay, live Q&A, maybe even a mini-tournament." Jean Rouet's face drained of color. "Friday? That's 2 days away. The team is in intense training for the nationals." Lin Mei gave him a cheeky smile. "I'm here to shake things up. Besides, everyone needs a break sometimes." Jean Rouet rubbed the bridge of his nose. "Let me check with the captain." Later that morning, Jean Rouet called a quick team meeting. "Captain Blaze," Jean Rouet began, "we have a fan event proposal for Friday." Blaze, a tall player with fiery red hair and an even fierier glare, raised an eyebrow. "You mean right in the middle of our scrims?" "Yes." Blaze snorted. "Sounds like a great way to lose focus." Mint, the team's youngest and most excitable member, raised her hand. "But fans love that stuff. I think it could be fun." Jiaoyang elbowed Jean Rouet playfully from behind. "See? A little chaos isn't the end of the world." Jean Rouet shot her a glare. "You're supposed to be on my side." He grinned. "I'm on the side of good stories." Back in the office, Jean Rouet tried to update the schedule, but every change Lin Mei suggested sent his neat blocks of color into a jumbled mess. "Look, what about a fan art contest? We could stream the drawings live," Lin Mei said. Jean Rouet grimaced. "That's not in the training plan." Lin Mei grinned. "We'll make it part of the warm-up." Jean Rouet's phone rang. "Hello," he answered. It was Gu Esports' dry voice. "You're letting her run wild with the schedule?" Jean Rouet sighed. "Trying to rein her in." "Good luck," Esports said before hanging up. By afternoon, Lin Mei had somehow charmed the entire team. During a break, she orchestrated an impromptu icebreaker where everyone had to share their most embarrassing gaming moment. Even the notoriously reserved Rock cracked a smile. Jean Rouet watched as Lin Mei sat cross-legged on the floor, laughing loudly with the team. He felt a strange warmth in his chest. When the office finally emptied, Jean Rouet sat back down, staring at his chaotic calendar. Maybe, just maybe, a little chaos wouldn't be so bad after all. Chapter 2. Coffee Mishaps and Confessions. The morning sun filtered softly through the large windows of Gu Esports Club's office. Jean Rouet, clutching his usual black coffee, entered the break room where Lin Mei was already perched on a stool, animatedly scrolling through her phone. "Morning, Jean Rouet," she chirped, eyes sparkling. "Ready for today's adventure?" Jean Rouet offered a small smile. "As ready as I'll ever be." Lin Mei bounced off the stool just as Jean Rouet reached for the coffee machine. In a split second, her elbow nudged his arm. The coffee cup wobbled precariously. Time slowed. Fush. Dark coffee drenched Jean Rue's white shirt, dripping down his sleeves. Lin Mei gasped. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Let me. Before she could grab a cloth, Jean Rue was already patting at his shirt awkwardly, cheeks flushing pink. It's fine. Just coffee, he muttered, eyes darting around to see if anyone noticed. Lin Mei produced a handful of napkins and began dabbing frantically. This is your perfect shirt. I'm a disaster. Jean Rue chuckled despite himself. I'm usually not this clumsy. You're not clumsy, Lin Mei said, eyes meeting his. You're just human. The moment hung there awkwardly, then a sharp beep from Jean Rue's phone interrupted it. A message from the team captain. Practice starts in 10. Don't be late, manager. Jean Rue cleared his throat and grabbed his laptop. Come on, we're late. The day flew by in a whirlwind of scheduling crises and last-minute adjustments. Lin Mei's energy kept Jean Rue on his toes, but it also made the work less stressful than usual. During a brief break, they found themselves alone in the lounge, each nursing a fresh cup of coffee. So, Lin Mei began, stirring sugar absently, what's your secret? How do you keep everything running so smoothly? Jean Rue smiled wistfully. I wish it was a secret. I just obsess over the details. Every minute planned, every task accounted for. Lin Mei laughed softly. Sounds exhausting. Maybe that's why you spilled your coffee this morning. He raised an eyebrow. You think so? Absolutely. You need to let loose more. Let loose. Jean Rue repeated, amusement creeping into his voice. Yes. Like this. She suddenly grabbed a pen and scribbled on a napkin, spontaneous karaoke night. Jean Rue stared at the napkin, then at her. You're impossible. But fun, Lin Mei added with a grin. As they headed back to the office, their conversation drifted from schedules to favorite games, embarrassing moments and secret talents. Jean Rue was surprised at how easy it was to talk to her. When they reached the office, Lin Mei paused. Thanks for not running away this morning, she said softly. Jean Rue smiled. I might not be as scary as I look. She laughed. Nope. You're scarier when you're organized. He shook his head, smiling. You're trouble, Lin Mei. And you secretly like it, she teased. That evening, as Jean Rue prepared the updated schedule, his phone buzzed again. A message from Lin Mei. Karaoke night? I'm serious. You in? Jean Rue stared at the screen for a long moment. Maybe it was time to let go, just a little. Chapter 3. Team Bonding or Total Disaster. The day of Lin Mei's spontaneous team bonding event arrived far sooner than Jean Rue expected. Are you sure about this? Jean Rue asked nervously as he helped set up decorations in the team lounge. Bright balloons, colorful streamers, and a suspiciously large stack of board games cluttered the room. Lin Mei grinned, practically vibrating with excitement. Absolutely. This will boost team morale and relieve some pressure before the championship. Jean Rue eyed the lineup of games. Twister, Pictionary, and charades. His stomach twisted. Not from nerves but because he knew how disastrous things could get. Okay, but what if the team hates it? Jean Rue fretted. Lin Mei laughed. Trust me, they won't. I have a plan. At 6 p.m. sharp, the team shuffled into the lounge, suspicious but curious. Blaze raised a brow at the decorations but said nothing. Mint bounced with excitement, and even the usually stoic Rock cracked a small smile. Jean Rue cleared his throat. All right everyone, Lin Mei has organized some fun activities to help us relax. Lin Mei winked. Prepare for chaos. The games began smoothly. Well, as smooth as a group of highly competitive gamers could manage. Twister quickly devolved into a pile of limbs, laughter, and playful teasing. When it was time for Pictionary, chaos escalated. Blaze's drawing of a dragon looked more like a chicken with 3 legs. Is that a chicken or a dragon? Mint asked, giggling. It's a dragon. Focus. Blaze snapped, frustrated. Meanwhile, Lin Mei and Jean Rue teamed up. Jean Rue's sketch of a cat was so terrible, Lin Mei guessed, potato first. You're hopeless, she teased. Maybe, Jean Rue said, but I'm your hopeless teammate. Things hit peak disaster during charades. Blaze tried to act out a complicated game move but ended up crashing into a chair. Mint's exaggerated mime of a famous streamer left everyone confused but laughing. When it was Jean Rue's turn, he froze in panic. Lin Mei mouthed, "You got this." Summoning courage, Jean Rue mimicked typing rapidly, then made a dramatic game-over gesture. The room burst into applause when Lin Mei guessed, esports manager. Jean Rue bowed sheepishly. After the games, the team gathered around snacks and drinks. Jiayoung nudged Jean Rue. "See? I told you a little chaos was good." Jean Rue smiled, watching Lin Mei animatedly chatting with the players. For the first time he saw the team not just as colleagues but as a family. And maybe Lin Mei was more than just the event coordinator. As the night wound down, Lin Mei turned to Jean Rue. "Thanks for trusting me," she said softly. Jean Rue looked into her eyes and felt his heart beat faster. "Maybe this chaos thing isn't so bad," he admitted. Lin Mei grinned. "Welcome to the game." Chapter 4. Sparks in the server room. The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the Gu Esports Club office as Jean Rue sat at his desk, meticulously reviewing the team's updated training schedule. His fingers tapped rhythmically on the keyboard, adjusting times and shifting slots with precision. Across the room, Lin Mei was busy sorting fan mail, occasionally glancing over at Jean Rue with a teasing smile. Suddenly, a harsh buzzing sound shattered the relative calm. "What now?" Jean Rue muttered, his brow furrowing. The sound grew louder, a high-pitched alarm accompanied by blinking red lights from the server room down the hall. Jean Rue's heart sank. "The servers." Lin Mei dropped her clipboard, eyes wide. "The servers? What's wrong?" Jean Rue stood quickly, grabbing his jacket. "They're overheating. If the cooling system fails, we could lose all the data from the team's practice sessions and game recordings. It would be a disaster." Lin Mei caught up to him as he hurried down the hallway. "Is there anything I can do?" Jean Rue hesitated but nodded. "I'll need someone to hold the flashlight and help me access the control panel." The door to the server room hissed open, revealing a cramped space humming with machines and flashing lights. The air felt thick and hot. Jean Rue knelt before the control panel, squinting as he scanned the error messages. "The cooling unit's compressor has failed," he said grimly. "I have to manually reset it, but it's delicate work." Lin Mei shone the flashlight steadily, her face illuminated in the dim light. "You got this." Jean Rue bit his lip, focusing on the tangled wires and blinking indicators. His fingers moved carefully as he opened the panel to access the reset switch. Suddenly, a small spark crackled from the wiring. Lin Mei jumped back, a startled yelp escaping her lips. Jean Rue's heart thumped loudly. "Are you okay?" She nodded, cheeks flushed but eyes bright. "I'm fine. You? Also fine." He chuckled nervously, wiping sweat from his brow. He pressed the reset button and held his breath. The humming machinery gradually stabilized, the warning lights flickering off one by one. "It worked," Jean Rue said, relief washing over him. Lin Mei grinned. "See? You're not just the meticulous manager, you're a hero too." Jean Rue looked up at her, surprised by the warmth in her gaze. "Well," he said, a shy smile tugging at his lips. "Maybe there's more to me than just schedules and spreadsheets." Lin Mei stepped closer, lowering her voice. "I always knew there was." The sudden closeness made Jean Rue's chest tighten. For a moment, the buzzing servers and flashing lights faded into the background. As they exited the server room side by side, Jean Rue felt a spark, electric and thrilling, buzzing between them. Could this chaos really be the start of something more? Chapter 5. The Unexpected Guest and a Night to Remember. The golden hues of early evening bathed the Gu Esports Club office as Jean Rue sat at his desk, focused on tweaking the team's schedule for the upcoming tournament. His fingers danced over the keyboard, eyes narrowed with concentration. Lin Mei flitted about the room, tidying up and chatting with team members sprawled on the couches, her infectious laughter echoing against the walls. Just as Jean Rue finished a final check, an unexpected ding-dong rang from the front door. His brows furrowed. Visitors weren't part of his carefully crafted agenda. Lin Mei's head popped up from behind a stack of fan letters. Oh, someone's here. The legendary manager. Must be famous. Jean Rue sighed, setting aside his laptop. Do you have any idea who it might be? Lin Mei shrugged, eyes twinkling mischievously. Nope. But trouble usually comes dressed nicely. The door opened to reveal a confident young woman in a sleek blazer, holding a folder. She smiled warmly. Hi. I'm Qin Yi from the marketing department. I heard about your team's success and wanted to discuss a possible sponsorship opportunity. Jean Rue blinked, surprised by the suddenness. This is unexpected. No one informed me about a meeting. Lin Mei leaned forward, grinning. Well, looks like plans are about to change. They moved into the conference room where Qin Yi laid out her presentation with enthusiasm. Our company is eager to support top-tier teams like yours. We can offer promotional events, brand partnerships, even exclusive merchandise. Jean Rue listened intently, jotting notes and occasionally exchanging looks with Lin Mei, who nodded approvingly. As the meeting progressed, Qin Yi's eyes sparkled with a subtle interest, not just professional. After the meeting, as Qin Yi gathered her things, she lingered near Jean Rue. You really keep everything running like clockwork, huh? She said, her tone playful. I admire that. Jean Rue chuckled awkwardly and used to compliments outside the team. Thank you. It's a lot of work but worth it. Lin Mei gave him a pointed look from across the room. Don't let her distract you. Qin Yi laughed, brushing off the remark. Just making conversation, no harm. Once Qin Yi left, the office settled into its usual calm. Jean Rue and Lin Mei stayed late, hunched over schedules and paperwork. Lin Mei broke the silence, nudging Jean Rue with her elbow. So, what do you think? Is Qin Yi a threat to the Jean Rue focus zone? He smirked. More like an unexpected distraction. Lin Mei smiled knowingly. Maybe you need distractions. The good kind. Before Jean Rue could respond, the lights flickered once, twice, and then died completely, plunging the office into darkness. Not now, Jean Rue muttered, pulling out his phone to use as a flashlight. Lin Mei laughed softly, holding up her own phone. Looks like the universe wants to throw us another curveball. They settled on the couch, phone lights casting warm circles of glow around them. Without the usual distractions, they began to talk. Really talk for the first time in a long while. Jean Rue shared childhood stories of his rebellious years before becoming the manager. Lin Mei talked about her dreams of making a real impact, not just chasing corporate titles. They laughed, teased each other, and even shared embarrassing moments, like Jean Rue's infamous coffee spill incident. Time slipped away. When the power finally returned, the room brightened, but the atmosphere had shifted. Jean Rue looked at Lin Mei, feeling a flutter in his chest. Maybe distractions aren't so bad, he said quietly. Lin Mei's eyes sparkled. I told you. Sometimes chaos brings the best moments. They exchanged a smile, a silent promise that the unexpected could be the start of something wonderful. Chapter 6. Rivalry and Revelations. The Gu Esports Club's atmosphere was electric after the exciting sponsorship meeting with Qin Yi. The promise of new funding and exposure had injected fresh energy into the team. Jean Rue was reviewing the upcoming tournament schedule when an email notification popped up on his screen. He opened it with a frown. The subject read, Official Challenge, Exhibition Match Invitation from Phoenix Titans. Jean Rue's eyes scanned the message. To Gu Esports Club. We, the Phoenix Titans, challenge you to an exhibition match. Winner takes all. Prepare well. A ripple of excitement buzzed through the room as Jean Rue called the team together. Blaze smirked. Finally, a chance to show them who's boss. Mint bounced in her seat. Let's do this. Lin Mei stood beside Jean Rue, her usual bright smile replaced with a determined gleam. This is our moment. Preparations kicked into overdrive. Training intensified, strategy meetings multiplied, and the team's bond was tested. But pressure brought out cracks. Jean Rue noticed subtle tension during practices. Blaze snapping at a teammate, Mint growing distracted, and Rock's usual calm faltering. On top of it all, Lin Mei began receiving attention from an unexpected source. Kai, the charismatic captain of the Phoenix Titans. Kai's visits to the club office were polite but persistent, often dropping by to discuss upcoming matches, but never missing a chance to compliment Lin Mei's wit and charm. Jean Rue's chest tightened each time Kai showed up. He found himself watching Lin Mei more closely, his feelings tangled between protectiveness and jealousy, emotions he was unused to admitting. One late evening after a grueling practice, Jean Rue found Lin Mei sitting alone in the lounge, scrolling through messages from Kai. "Are you okay?" Jean Rue asked quietly. Lin Mei looked up, surprised but not upset. "I'm fine. It's complicated." Jean Rue pulled up a chair. "Talk to me." She hesitated, then shared, "Kai's charming, but I don't know if I can trust him. And honestly, I don't want to mess things up with you or the team." Jean Rue swallowed hard, his heart pounding. "Lin Mei, I've been feeling the same way." I didn't know how to say it. Their eyes met, and the unspoken tension dissolved into something warm and vulnerable. That night they stayed late, opening up about their pasts and dreams. Lin Mei confessed how she had always fought to be seen as more than just a socialite, and Jean Rue revealed his struggle to balance his rebellious youth with his role as the team's steady anchor. Their shared vulnerabilities deepened their connection, and for the first time, the walls between them felt like they were coming down. The day of the exhibition match arrived with roaring crowds and flashing cameras. As the Gu Esports team took their positions, Jean Rue caught Lin Mei's eye and gave her a reassuring nod. No matter what happened, they had each other's backs. The rivalry outside was fierce, but inside, a new alliance, maybe even love, was blossoming. Chapter 7: Unexpected Twists and Growing Closer. The aftermath of the electrifying exhibition match still buzzed in the Gu Esports Club's halls. Though they didn't win against the Phoenix Titans, the team had gained respect, fans, and most importantly, valuable lessons. Jean Rue was reviewing the game footage when Lin Mei walked in holding 2 cups of coffee. "Thought you might need a break from the screens." Jean Rue smiled, accepting a cup. "Thanks, Mei. You always know when to rescue me." They settled onto the couch, sipping coffee, enjoying a rare quiet moment. Suddenly, Blaze burst into the room, waving his phone excitedly. "You guys won't believe this," he exclaimed. "We've been invited to a charity gaming event hosted by a celebrity streamer." Huge exposure. The team was ecstatic, but the excitement brought its own chaos. Practice schedules clashed, nerves flared, and Lin Mei found herself struggling to balance her duties as the club's lady boss with managing public relations. Meanwhile, Kai, the rival captain, unexpectedly showed up at the club's practice, claiming he wanted to apologize for his earlier behavior. Jean Rue was skeptical but kept his cool. Lin Mei, ever the peacemaker, welcomed Kai's presence, which only made Jean Rue more uneasy. One evening, as the team prepared for the charity event, Jean Rue and Lin Mei found themselves alone in the office. Lin Mei teased, "You're acting a little protective." "Jealous, maybe?" Jean Rue's cheeks tinged red. "I'm not jealous." Lin Mei laughed. "Sure you're not." Their playful banter was interrupted by a sudden power outage, plunging the room into darkness once more. They scrambled for their phones, laughter echoing as they navigated the shadows together. A small moment that reminded them how far they'd come. As the charity event approached, Jean Rue and Lin Mei realized their feelings had deepened beyond friendship. With the whole team cheering them on, they finally confessed what had been quietly growing between them. Chapter 8: New Beginnings and Unbreakable Bonds. The charity gaming event was more than just a competition. It was a celebration of everything the Gu Esports Club had built: friendship, resilience, and unexpected love. The team arrived early, nerves buzzing, faces bright with determination. The venue was packed with fans, media, and even a few familiar faces from the esports world. Jean Rue felt Lin Mei's hand slip into his, a small but electrifying gesture that grounded him. As the event kicked off, the Gu Esports team dazzled with their skill and teamwork. The crowd cheered, chants echoing through the arena. Backstage, the team manager, captain, and all members shared triumphant grins. Their hard work had paid off. Between rounds, Jean Rue and Lin Mei found a quiet corner. With a mix of nerves and joy, Jean Rue finally spoke. "Lin Mei, I never thought I'd say this, but you've changed everything. You make me want to be better on and off the screen." Lin Mei's eyes sparkled. "I feel the same. I never expected to find someone who understands me so completely." Their first kiss was tender but sure, a promise that this was only the beginning. The family drama that had loomed over Jean Rue began to fade as he openly told his family about Lin Mei, about the club, and about the future he wanted to build. Lin Mei's persistent charm had won over not only Jean Rui but his teammates and even his family. Months later, the Gu Esports Club stood stronger than ever. The #1 team with a manager and lady boss, whose partnership was unshakable. Their journey had been full of surprises, laughter and challenges, but together they had found something rare and beautiful. The future was theirs, bright, thrilling and full of endless possibilities.